East Blue Saga, Syrup Village Arc. The crew later arrived at Gecko Island. Upon landing, they met Usopp, the local troublemaker of Syrup Village and leader of the Usopp Pirates. After some misunderstanding about coming to the island, they discovered that Usopp's wealthy friend Kaya was bedridden, but was well provided by her two butlers, Mary and Klahadore. Luffy believed Kaya would be able to give them a boat, so they moved forward to visit her. The group was sent flying into the backyard by Luffy, only to intrude on an argument between Usopp and Klahadore, who insulted Usopp's father and forced the group away from the house. While Usopp and Luffy bonded, Nami, Zoro, and the Usopp Pirates came across the backwards walking hypnotist, Django. After Usopp ran past them hysterically screaming that Klahadore was a pirate, they went in search for Luffy. Luffy confirmed that Klahadore was actually Captain Kuro, who planned on killing Kaya and getting all her money. Usopp returned but told the boys that it was just a lie, making them disappointed at Usopp for lying to hurt people and not to entertain. The Straw Hats gained a great deal of respect towards Usopp for tricking the boys to protect their well-being and planning to take on an entire pirate crew. Thus, he agreed to help him. Usopp planned to have an oil slip to stop the pirates, to which he could snipe them with ease. However, the four were shown to be on the wrong side of the island. Nami fell into the oil slick, but managed to switch spots with Zoro and ran off to fight. Luffy became lost on his dash, causing Usopp and Nami to initially fight the pirates alone. Just before the two could be killed, Zoro and Luffy arrived to fight the Black Hat pirates. Django hypnotized the crew to increase their strength, but accidentally hypnotized Luffy, and Django was forced to hypnotize Luffy to sleep again, but accidentally caused the crew to be knocked out by the ship's stem post, which Luffy was holding onto when he fell asleep. Meanwhile, Django summoned the Nyaban brothers, Buchi and Cham, who started a fight against Zoro. Disarmed of all but one sword, Zoro must fight an uphill battle against the teamwork of Buchi and Cham. Zoro exclaimed it was difficult to defeat them without all three of his swords. Zoro prevented Usopp from helping him by taking a hit from his lead star to keep him from getting dragged into the fight. Kuro then appeared, disgusted by how the Black Hat pirates were getting beaten by children, and gave the Nyaban brothers 5 minutes before he kills everyone. Zoro was helped by Nami, who was able to recover Zoro's swords and kick them back up to him, allowing Zoro to fight the Nyaban brothers, but Buchi got back up and was in turn hypnotized by Django, who injured Zoro faster. Nami then ran to wake Luffy up, and Django tried to stop her with his chakram, but at the last second, Nami stepped on Luffy's face. Luffy got up in time to stop the chakram with his rubbery body. Usopp ordered his crew to take Kaya and flee. The three then took Kaya into the forest while Kuro sent Django after them. Zoro finished off Buchi. He then headed out with Usopp as his guide on his back to rescue Kaya and the boys, since Usopp couldn't move due to his injuries and Zoro needed him to navigate through the forest. Eventually, Django caught up with his target and easily overpowered the boys. Kaya then threatened to kill herself with Django's chakram to stop Django from hurting Usopp's crew. Django promised to leave the boys unharmed in exchange for her to sign the will that would allow Kuro to legally acquire her wealth. Zoro and Usopp caught up, and Usopp aided Zoro in defeating Django and rescuing Kaya and the boys with his sniper skills. Usopp decided during the aftermath that news of a real pirate attack might be too upsetting for the villagers and would affect their peace of mind, since pirates don't normally come to an out-of-the-way village. Therefore, he ordered everyone to keep it a secret, which Kaya and his crew agreed with. Kaya was grateful to the Straw Pirates and gave them her ship, the Going Merry. Usopp was grateful to them as well, and now had the confidence to disband his pirate crew and strike out on his own to be a real pirate. Usopp bid the Straw Hat crew farewell, who became confused and told him to stop and get on their boat with them instead, as he became a part of their crew. East Blue Saga, Baratier Arc. The crew met Johnny and Yosaku. Luffy began his job as a waiter to pay for the damage he did to the Baratier for Zeph, and tried to convince Sanji to join his crew. Gin returned to the Baratier with his also starving captain, Don Krieg, to whom Sanji once more gave food, but Don Krieg betrayed the cook once he regained energy and attacked the Baratier, despite the cook's best efforts to stop him. It was then revealed that the head chef, Zeph, was a great pirate known as Red Leg Zeph, who traveled the Grand Line for a whole year before heading back into the East Blue. Gin explained the catastrophe Krieg's fleet met in the Grand Line when they encountered Dracula and Mihawk, and Don Krieg attempted to take control of the Baratier. Mihawk had returned to finish the job with Don Krieg's pirate armada, but Zoro challenged him to a duel in order to achieve his dream. Mihawk easily fended off all three of Zoro's swords with a tiny cross dagger he kept around his neck. Zoro, wanting to finish the fight, unleashed his onigiri, but Mihawk easily stopped it as well, stabbing directly towards his heart. Zoro, not wanting to back down because of his pride, piqued Mihawk's curiosity. Mihawk stated that he would remember his name, and as a testament to Zoro's willpower, Mihawk unsheathed his black sword. Zoro unleashed a secret technique, 3,000 worlds, against Mihawk, but Zoro was utterly defeated, and both his unnamed swords were destroyed in the process. Sheathing Wado Ichimonji and turning to face Mihawk, Zoro claimed that a scar on the back of a swordsman is shameful. With that, Mihawk grinned and slashed Zoro down, causing a large scar going from his left shoulder all the way down to his right hip, ending the duel. Mihawk left after defeating Zoro as Don Krieg continued his invasion on the Baratier. Johnny and Yosaku left with Usopp and the wounded Zoro to go after Nami, who had stolen their ship and left.